Hi, I'm Sean Jeffrey with REMAX Real Estate here in Whatcom County. I've been doing real estate for over 25 years, and I've been wanting to, I'm going to be sharing my video number 2 of 3 on my past, present, future of the real estate market. And if you hopefully you've already watched my video on the past, talking about 2022 and where we came from. And now I want to share about our present. And so let me share my screen here. All right. So if you listen to my last video, you can see here 2022 compared to 2021, and you can see our increases in the county as a whole for Whatcom, Bellingham, and Ferndale. Those are the areas I keep track of every year. And this is year over year statistics. And then you can kind of see compared to the high of 07, or 100% increase near for our county. And then if you look at 2022 compared to our lows of 11 and 12, when we started to recover from that financial crisis, and you can see 141%, 160, 144. So huge recovery if you bought back in 2011, 2012, and I'm glad a lot of my clients did. But I wanted to talk about the present, where and the reason I'm talking about the present, and my present is going to be from the month of October until now, because where we saw the shift in the market was with the increase of interest rates. And October was the time our rates increased. And so we were seeing 6.5%, 7%, pretty much brought a halt to the market. There were some buyers out there, if they had cash, equity in homes, people were still buying, but nothing like it was prior. And then in February, if you've seen a lot of the articles, they're talking recovery, huge shift. What kind of happened right then, though, was interest rates dropped below 6%. And so we saw a lot of activity in February, and that was why. And now rates are back up, and I kind of feel we're in that slowing down a little bit stage right now presently. But I want to show you what I did was, if you look here, I ran numbers from the beginning of October until yesterday. And I kind of want to show you what I found in our county and this is for residential homes only. I don't include land. I don't include condos, multifamily. I just do residential, existing and new. And what I found was in Whatcom County as a whole, our average price was at just over 670. And and so we actually have a 1.9% increase since October, beginning of October. And then for Bellingham, we saw what of a decrease here, somewhat of a decrease. Our average was at 764,586. And that was down from 822. So we saw a 7% decrease in averages for Bellingham. I do have a caveat for that though. And then Ferndale, you can see that we were down 0.07%. So basically flat. And so right now, my opinion is prices have held flat. Two factors: interest rates are higher, low inventory. That's kind of been my opinion for the last couple of years when people have asked me what are my thoughts when we see increased interest rates, because these last years have been unrealistic. Historically, average interest rate 6-7%. That was normal. It's just now in our area, prices are a lot different now, and so that just makes for a higher payment. I'm going to talk about that in video number 3 about the future. But right now, prices have held steady, and I'm going to share another screen with you, and to share a little bit about Bellingham, why I think we're really not seeing a decrease in price there. And so here's my sheets where my survey since the beginning of October up till yesterday. And so for Whatcom County, I just want to show you the pattern that we're seeing for the quantity of homes that sold in different price ranges. So when you start seeing 350 up to about 850. High majority of the sales are in that 500, 550. Those numbers are really going to skew the average. And so you can see that Whatcom County, Ferndale pretty much held steady. Uh, and so if we have more sales in that price range, that average is going to be, it's going to affect the average. And so my opinion is we're just having uh, 6 months isn't enough to look at averages, because you got to take my opinion, you got to look at a full year, year over year. And those are what my statistics, that's how I run my statistics year over year. And so that's going to affect our average, but it just means more homes are selling in that price range. I had a couple listings that were good test market listings. I actually had three, one at 585, one at 620, and one at 485. And we didn't have 10 offers, we didn't have 20 offers, we had one offer after a few weeks, but we sold close or at list price still. And so those were my test markets going, okay, I've price, and those were my CMAs from about, I did my market analysis during the summer, July, August, and then they were getting the house ready to put on market. And they still sold at the price that I recommended, that we talked about. I usually work together with my client with all the determining factors to come up with a price. And then I'm going to show you, this is Whatcom County. I'm going to show you Bellingham. So if you look at Bellingham, that 400 to 800 range, but a majority 4 to 700, I believe that's affected our average. So I really don't believe we're down 7% in Bellingham. What I'm seeing is we're just having less sales in the higher price range. Doesn't mean our prices have gone down. In Ferndale, same thing. Ferndale, you look at 400 to 650, majority of our sales. With the higher rates, people can just afford less. And so they're just buying houses that are listed in a different price range, because that buying power has decreased. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit in my video number 3 when it comes to the future of real estate. And I'm going to share my last screen here. And this is a report that just came out from Chicago Title. And this just reiterates real estate here and how good of an investment real estate is. And so we are slide 3. So what I do want to show you that since 2000, and this is another slide, this is nationwide. So just reiterating why real estate is still a good investment and will always be. Since 2000, mortgage and payments have increased, of course. People are buying more house. Real prices during that same time have increased 135% since the year 2000 nationwide. And you can see how homeowners equity builds up. So as a tenant, if you're renting, you're paying someone else's mortgage. You're not building up any homeowner equity, and so your wealth is pretty stagnant unless you're investing other ways. But if you're able to get into a condo, into a house, it might not be the perfect house, might not be the perfect condo, perfect location, but if you can get in that, stay in that, build some equity, build your wealth, then you'll be able to move up to that next house. And I'm just going to show you slide number 11, which kind of reiterates this. So this is the inflation rate, US, and there's a better screen share there for the inflation rate. So really, we're in this area right now. The one thing I do want to point out is with the US inflation rate right now, they don't include gas, they don't include food, they don't include utilities, and those have gone up way more than 8%. And so I just want to share that our real inflation number is probably closer in the high teens when it comes to inflation. And so what that means is our dollar is worth less. So money in the bank with inflation becomes worth less. If you're able to put that money into real estate, where over time in history we have growth, that's the best way to hedge inflation. So I just wanted to encourage you to think about that. And I'm glad you're able to watch this video. I'd love to be able to help you do that. So reach out to me, Sean Jeffrey at remax.net, SeanJeffrey.com, SeanJeffrey, or you can call me 360-961-2483. I appreciate you listening to this video, and I hope you find it helpful, informative, and good luck on your real estate transactions.